Have you ever felt like someone was quietly testing you, without ever saying it directly? Not asking. Not explaining. Just pushing. That's how narcissists operate. They don't announce their intentions. They study you. And then they test your boundaries, slowly, subtly, and repeatedly. Because to them, your boundaries are not rules. They're obstacles to break. The first test is small. It might be a joke that goes a little too far. A comment that feels slightly disrespectful. Something you notice, but question. And that's the point, because if you let it slide, they learn something very important. They learn that you won't enforce your limits. The second test is pressure. They'll ask for something unreasonable. Your time. Your attention. Your energy. And when you hesitate, they won't accept it. They'll push. Guilt. Persistence. Emotional pressure. Not loudly. But consistently. They're not just asking. They're measuring how easily you can be moved. Then comes the confusion. They'll say one thing, and do another. They'll make you question your own reactions. You're overreacting. You're too sensitive. That's not what I meant. And suddenly, the boundary you were sure about, doesn't feel so clear anymore. This is intentional. Because when you doubt yourself, you stop defending yourself. Another test is inconsistency. One day, they're warm. Attentive. Almost perfect. The next day, distant. Cold. Unpredictable. This creates emotional instability. And when you're trying to get back the good version of them, you start lowering your standards. Without realizing it. Then comes the escalation. Once they see you tolerate small things, they increase the intensity. More disrespect. More control. More intrusion into your time, your space, your thoughts. And by now, it doesn't feel like a test anymore. It feels normal. That's how boundaries disappear. Not all at once. But slowly, over time. One of the most powerful tests is silence. They withdraw. Ignore. Disappear emotionally. Not because they don't care. But because they want to see what you'll do. Will you chase? Will you over-explain? Will you abandon your own needs just to restore connection? If you do, they've learned everything they need to know. And here's the truth most people miss: narcissists don't test everyone. They test people who show potential for tolerance. People who are empathetic. Patient. Understanding. People who give the benefit of the doubt. Because boundaries are not what you say. They're what you enforce. And narcissists are constantly watching what you allow. What you ignore. What you forgive. If a boundary is not enforced, to them, it doesn't exist. The moment you begin to notice these patterns, something changes. You stop explaining. You stop justifying. You stop negotiating your own limits. And that's when the dynamic shifts. Because the test no longer works. Understanding this isn't about labeling people. It's about recognizing behavior. Because once you see the pattern, you can't unsee it. If you found this helpful, subscribe for more insights into human behavior, psychology, and the patterns most people overlook. Because the more you understand, the harder you are to control.